Hey doers, this is Yar from Giraffe Creations, here with my first impression of cutting using my Gemini machine by Crafter's Companion. The machine itself, if you missed the unboxing, I will link it in the box description box below. But as part of the things that you get is the user guide, and here it shows you what type of sandwich you should be making in order to cut with this machine. And it varies. This one's for thin dies, this one's for intricate dies, this one's for Crafter Companion dies when you do embossing, mixed media, embossing with folders, and that's it. And it comes in different languages too. The main thing is you don't do much. A couple of things I want to make sure you understand. I don't have any washi tape with me right now. I am camping, still camping, and decided to play a little bit with my machine. So I am trying to follow this sandwich, and the way the machinery, the instructions say, is to cut up. I have never cut up. I have enough issues cutting down, by the way. But anyway, it just tells you to build your sandwich going up, and I'm going to show you how that would look like. So the first is a cutting plate, and I am going to always use the same one for the bottom. This one I've used, you can see how many times I've cut using this plate, and this is normal. This is, the blade has to go somewhere. It's going to go onto your plate. In order for me to ensure that this doesn't happen to both plates, I will always use this plate. My die is going to always face this plate. I will try not to have it face the other plate. What that would ensure is a cleaner cut on the top. So because eventually this is going to get really like messy. However, you do not want your plates to bow, to kind of get bowy. So you'll run it this side and then flip it and run it this side and flip it and run it this way and flip it again next time. So you keep flipping it so that it doesn't bow in the center, okay? So I will flip it, and I'll say I was going to start from the bottom up, so I'm going to start backwards like it says. That's not working for me, but I want to show you how they tell us to do it. So step number one, or I have my sandwich. This is my clear cutting plate, and then my plastic shim right here. I'm going to put it right on top of that. And it says to put the magnetic shim. The magnetic shim, there's a non-magnetic side and a magnetic side. So the magnetic side on top. And then you would put your metal die. And the paper where what you want to cut will go here. So I have that mermaid that I want to cut. So I would put it here. Better place, of course. And then, so the material, and then my last cutting plate, this one. I would choose this one because see how my die is? My die is with the blade up. Now, I don't have any washi tape on me right this second. So if I do this like this, first I am going undoubtedly to mess up my die, right? So I would have to somehow keep them together. Keep them together. I have no washi tape. Put them like this, and then miraculously run this through my machine. That's not going to happen. I don't have any washi. I am not going to worry too much about it. So I said, well, what can I do? I'm not going to use the metal shim. This dies, I mean, this is not an intricate die. This is not an intricate design. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my bottom plate, which I've used, and you can see all the scratches already. So I'm going to use that as the bottom. I'm flipping it this time to do it on this side. Then I'm going to place my paper. Let's see. I'm going to place my paper right there. I am going to be very careful and place my die right here. I wish I had washi though. It would be very helpful, but this is a test now. Did you see that? Isn't that lovely? All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this so it is easier for me to do it and the camera to pick it up. Right there. Make sure you're inside of the parameter, right? Let's see. I'm going to do that over there. And then I'm going to put my plastic shim. So I'm flipping the order a little bit, but at least I can tell if I move this shim and I screw up like I did, I'll be able to see it. Okay. You know what? Let's cut this one. Let's cut the one I colored. Let's do that. Let's cut this one. And it's taking me a little bit longer. First, because this is the first time I've used these dies too. So, and it seems like I cannot get them in the right spot at all. But there you go. And then I'm going to put this on top very carefully because I don't have any washi tape. And then I'm just going to put my top plate, which I will always have on the top. And I move that a little bit, but it looks like it's going to be fine. Now, a couple of things that I have noticed. This is not very wide, and you cannot go crooked because then eventually you'll damage the side of your machine. But in order to use this machine, you press the button and you make sure that they're kind of flat. See how mine was not flat at all? And then you feed it in the center, right there, as flat as you can. And you kind of press. And the machine is going to feel it and take it like there. Do you hear that? There. And I'm always afraid that it's going to touch here, but it's okay. I need to get better at lining it up. And it just comes out on the other end, right there. And then you pick it up, and it'll continue until it's ready to stop. And that's all you do. You don't even press anything. If you have to stop it, you stop it here, and you reverse it here. But that's it. Let's see what happens. So this is my top plate, my shim, my die with my little paper, and that's the cut. Oh, great. You didn't see it because I was over here, and the camera is over there. All right. So this is what I did. I took it apart. It was like this, right? So I took my plate, my shim, and I removed my die from here. And this is the cut. Now let's see how this dented I cut right there, and you can see it right here. So it does that. But you know, this is what we buy. I mean, we're not fussy cutting, so I think this is a win. Let's do one more for the camera, and then I'm gonna go ahead and play by myself. So again, I am not completely following what they suggest to do. And if I had washi tape, I would cut all of these things at once, by the way. I just don't have any washi tape, and I spend a lot of time coloring, so I am not gonna screw it up by mistake. So here it is. The biggest thing is to make sure that your plates are lined so that you don't have one crooked, so that when you're placing them in here, and you do have to kind of push, there's something in there, and you have to just push it in, and you can hear it going. I'm camping, there's our plates. You can hear it coming out, and eventually it'll stop. So this is what I have now. I'm going to move you guys again. Sorry about that, but that's the only way I can do it. So this is my sandwich. I have my top plate, and I'm going to write here with a marker or something top, so that this will never go at the bottom plate. No blade through it. My shim, which, you know what, I'm gonna run it without the shim, see what happens. Now this one, I don't think I centered it properly. You see that? That was my mistake. I didn't center it properly. So now I've screwed one up. Oh well. You can see this is not the first time I stamp it. But that's the second. That's another one. I will use it. I am not going to throw that away. It took me forever to stamp it and color it with Copics. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. This was my first impression at the Gemini. I do like it. I think it will be very useful if I have some washi tape, because I could cut all of them at once, not worrying. Be very conscientious of how you put your plates through so they're not crooked. Otherwise you are going to damage the sides of your machines. You do not want to do that. Oh, great. As I cover. See, you don't want to, you want to make sure that your plates go in straight through, not kind of cricket so that there's nowhere to go. This is a very powerful machine. So, okay. I hope that it was helpful to you and maybe helped you on, I don't know, learning how to use your machine. And maybe you're on the fence. I think you should go for it. It's fantastic. And the more I play with it, I am sure the more I'm going to love it. So, muchas gracias. Hasta luego. Adiós.